Burgess.
Yes, Detective Burgess. This is Patrick with Sleuth Intuition Online. I was calling to get some information on Jorden Sopher.
Okay. I guess what information are you requesting?
Well, we plan on covering that case here extensively over the next couple months. Is there any updates you can provide us or anything that you want the public to know right now?
Well, just in general stuff, if there's anybody that has information, we'd be more than happy to interview them or talk to them and follow up on any new information, that could move the case forward.
It is an active case?
Well, I had this conversation with, I think one of your coworkers. There was a female that called me about this some time ago. I can't remember her name. Is anybody coming to mind to you?
Yeah, I think I'm familiar with the request, the information on the location of the crime scene.
Yeah. So she had talked to me and it said sometime after the first of the year, maybe come in and, there's certain things we can tell you guys, certain things we can't. Everything will be very general, obviously, because we don't want to jeopardize the investigation by putting out information that only the suspect should know and cause a call in things. And at first you might think that, well, for them to know that, they must versus what they've heard. So we don't want to get false leads. But again, some more history about Jorden. Her life back then, because ISP came into this investigation.
Okay.
I would like to go back and talk with the family more in depth to get a little more background information about her and her circles that she was in and kind of the family life and how all that came about, that we never really got the opportunity to do because during the time from when she went missing and she was found, the family had moved from Wabash to, I believe, Iowa. And so I had one brief meeting with them after the remains were found. And, since then, I kind of like to sit down with them and go through some more information, get a little more information about her.
Okay.
And some of the people she was with and hung out with. Wabash did a lot of that, but in these situations, I don't think it hurts to have more information. Because, a missing person investigation is a lot different than a homicide investigation because there's so many variables as to why a missing person could be voluntary. There could be foul play. There's just so many different aspects to that. Then once you have a homicide investigation, now there's foul play. So there's information they may have not gathered back then. Young teenage girl. From all accounts, what I understand is she kind of was out on her own to some degree, doing what she wanted without supervision and those type of things. And so maybe the mindset of them back then was, well, she'll turn up type of thing. So the sense of urgency in the beginning may not have been recognized, I guess. Not thinking that there was a homicide that occurred, just thinking that, well, she's just off, like some teenagers do. They just go do what they want to do and don't listen to mom and dad type of thing.
Well, what do you think? Do you think that there's foul play?
Oh, definitely.
Okay.
Yeah. She didn't just go out there and die on her own. I'm convinced that somebody caused her death, and then she was placed there, or I suppose she could have been killed there. But I think somebody's responsible for her death by all means.
Were you able to clear Corey Bridenthal at all?
Man, we never really say we clear anybody until we have somebody under arrest.
Okay.
And a conviction. You know what I'm saying? All I can say is there was never any evidence or enough evidence, or however you want to term that, to make an arrest in the case for whoever may have been the suspect.
Physical evidence, anything like that?
Yeah, there's some physical evidence. I can't disclose what it is, but yeah, we have physical evidence. And
the family, when you say you wish you could kind of have more communication and idea of what was going on around that time with her, there seems to be something going on. She was recently adopted as a teenager. So are you referring to her original family or her adopted family?
Her adopted family, the folks that were, her care providers at that time. If they would be willing to come and sit down, I'd be more than happy to talk to them a little more in depth about her and how she was and who she was. Maybe that'll give us a little insight on what happened or how it happened or who might be responsible.
Nothing strange with her employer, Hardee's, or the roommate. I know she was bouncing around from place to place. Anything strange there that you can tell us?
I'd say nothing that comes to mind from. It's been a little while since I reviewed the case, but nothing that I don't recall anything with those particular individuals or locations that would drew any suspicion. Again, you don't know what you don't know. But nothing that I can recall that there was anything suspicious about those in particular.
Final question. I want to thank you for your time. I know you're busy. Well, actually, two questions. Did you speak with Scott Long at all about the case?
He and I actually worked the case together. When this happened, so basically she went missing in Wabash. They took that report, missing persons report, and conducted that investigation. So later, when her remains were found, those were found in Miami County. So now you had two counties of jurisdiction. So the prosecutor of Miami County conferred with the prosecutor of Wabash County. And so they decided then there was, possibly two counties involved in this, one where she went missing, one where she was found, and then trying to determine where the crime actually occurred. Decided that state police would come in and work with Wabash Police Department as kind of a joint effort. So Scott and I worked together, and then some other officers on his department, in addition to him, I worked with. I'll tell you his name here in a minute. He is the chief at North Manchester, not Rick Kirk. Last name's Kirk. I'm trying to remember his first name. A, B, C, D, E, F, G, H, I, J, K. I'm going through the alphabet, how to remember stuff. Oh boy, it's escaping. Hold on once. He's on the phone. He and I did some work on this. I'm trying to remember. I think Scott might have been in getting ready to retire or something which is why Jim came in, but you have to check with them. I can't remember. Maybe it was just both of them worked on it. And so I did some interviews and follow up with some individuals with both of them. They both were Wabash guys, and they were both. Long was getting ready. Or not governor, but mayor.
Yes.
If that was the scenario. But yeah, I worked with them. It was a joint investigation, obviously, because they had the missing person. And then because she was found in another county, I came on to work with them on it. But pretty much everything we did together.
And are you guys going to release the exact location where she was found? I know it was right on the border of both counties, but closer in Peru, right?
Yeah, I thought that was put out there. Hold on. Let me see. Did they give you the case number?
Yeah, let me see if it matches. I have case number NCMA 1048537.
That might be Wabash. Hold on. I pulled the file the other day. Excuse me, I've been battling bronchitis for a little while, and every time I start talking, it flares up.
Sorry about that.
It's a good excuse not to talk to people.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Hold on, I'm getting in our records, man, but it's just going to take a second. Let's see. So, in the news release, what I have that was sent out back then, road approximately 453 feet south of County Road 20.